My name is Stephen Mike, and until last summer I lived a quiet, uneventful life in the suburbs of rural Ohio, a small town where the loudest thing at night was the crickets and the strangest. The thing that ever happened was when my neighbor accidentally mowed over a garden gnome. I'm a freelance graphic designer, work from home, coffee addict. You know, the type, nothing edgy or exciting, just your average guy trying to get by. But that normal life came crashing down on a humid Tuesday afternoon, when I decided to clean up the backyard. I'd just bought the house a few months prior, cheap property. Great deal, no red flags, and a lot of overgrown grass and brush to clear. I was digging out what I thought was an old sprinkler head when I hit something solid, something hard and cold. At first, I thought it was a rock, but when I pulled it out, it was a cell phone caked in mud, screen cracked, but still intact. It looked like it had been buried for years. I remember laughing a bit, thinking it was just some lost tech, maybe from the previous owner. But when I wiped it off, the screen lit up. The battery was somehow still alive. That was the first red flag. The second was the screen flashing with a message, "Don't trust them. Bury IT again." My heart skipped. I thought it was a prank, maybe a creepy art project, right? But curiosity got the better of me. I tapped the screen. Nothing happened. Just that message again, now in red letters, slowly fading in and out. I took the phone inside, plugged it into my charger. Oddly, it fit, despite being an older model I'd never seen. When it booted up, there were no apps, no contacts, just a video in the gallery. It was time-stamped exactly 5 years ago, to the day. The video showed him nervous, sweating, holding the same phone. He was in what looked like my backyard, maybe the same spot I'd found it. He whispered into the camera, "If you're watching this, don't listen to the voices. Don't answer the phone. Don't dig again. Just run." And then, a loud, sharp scream pierced the video before it cut off. I remember dropping the phone like it burned me. The air felt colder suddenly, like the warmth had been sucked out of the room. I didn't sleep well that night. Around 3:17 a.m., I heard a faint ringing, not my phone, not any ringtone I recognized. I followed the sound down to my living room, and there it was, the buried phone, glowing, softly, ringing. I picked it up, hands trembling. "Hello," I whispered. On the other end, just static. Then breathing. Slow, deliberate, wet breathing. Then a voice, cracked and distorted. "You've seen too much." Click. I tried to throw the phone away, but the next morning it was back on my nightstand. I left the house, stayed with my cousin for a few days, but the nightmares followed. Every night, I dreamt of hands reaching up through dirt, eyes watching from the corners of my walls, voices whispering things like, "It's yours now, and you dug it up, now you feed it." Desperate, I researched the property. Turns out, 5 years ago, the former owner's son went missing. Rumors said he was touched by something after digging in the backyard. Locals said he'd started seeing things, people with no faces, reflections that didn't match him. Eventually, he disappeared. No one ever found him. The story sent chills down my spine. I tried burning the phone. It wouldn't catch. I tried smashing it with a hammer. It cracked, sparked, then healed itself in front of my eyes. It was like it wanted to stay. I finally decided to confront whatever this was. I went back to the yard at night, the exact place I found the phone. I brought salt, candles, sage, every protection I could find. I started digging again, hoping maybe I could rebury it and end it all. But deeper down, I found something else, bones, a human jaw. And under that, a second phone. I didn't dare touch it, but the phone in my hand began to vibrate violently, like it was angry. Then I saw them, figures, surrounding the edge of my yard, watching me. No eyes, just voids. I screamed, dropped the phone into the pit, and poured the salt and sage, chanting every protection spell I had memorized. The figures screamed too high-pitched, inhuman wails, and vanished into the trees. I buried the phone with the bones, covered it deep, and sealed it with concrete the next day. After that, the ringing stopped. The nightmares slowly faded, but the scar had left, still there. I learned something terrifying, that some objects are cursed, not because of what they are, but because of what they witnessed. That phone saw something evil. And now, I know better than to go poking around in things buried for a reason. If you ever find something strange underground, don't keep it. Don't be curious. Be safe. Be smart. And trust your instincts. What I went through nearly drove me insane, but it also taught me the value of respecting boundaries, of listening to the warnings we ignore. Now, I tell my story to help others. Maybe this video reaches someone in time. Maybe it stops another person from making the same mistake. I'm okay. Now therapy helped. Friends helped. Even getting a dog helped. Life's better, but I still keep my backyard lit at night. And I never, ever dig without a reason. If you ever find a phone buried in your yard, take my advice, don't pick it up, because some calls should never be answered.